Hi guys, my name is Imelda Fundani Magodelela and welcome to my channel. I couldn't wait to say that. I've been so excited, so nervous as well, not knowing how everyone is going to receive me, my personality and my content, but let's do it. So, as I said, I've already introduced myself. I prefer the name Fundani. It's not on my ID for some odd reason, but yeah, I prefer the name Fundani. The intention of this channel is basically me sharing my journey in terms of how I got to where I am. And by saying how I got to where I am, I don't mean in a successful point of view. I mean a 35-year-old with no house and no car, and it's not something I'm proud of. It's definitely something I'm working on, but also it's not the end of the world. So this platform is definitely to share my journey with people and also encourage and advise on the mistakes that I have made that we can prevent someone else from making, if that makes sense. So please join me on this journey as we figure things out. The main thing for me right now that I'm big, you could even say obsessed on, is finances. How you spend your money. For me, money will never be enough as an average South African because things are expensive. You know how our economy is and all of that. And I'm just at a point where I'm like, I have to make this work. So, a little bit of a backstory. So, I am traditionally married, meaning ilocholiwe, hence the. It's been a year, I think, because we've been together for 8 years. Yeah, so it's a year. Actually, it's 2 years this year. Wow, okay. Yeah, it's 2 years this year. And my partner slash husband is originally from Mpumalanga in Ermelo. His name is Lutando. I think I'll just leave the surname out. His name is Ulutando. He's a year older than me, if that matters to anyone. Yeah, he's a year older than me. And I think you can tell we are in a long distance relationship because I stay in Joburg in Soweto. So, as part of my journey, I will also be sharing how we make it work because, like I said, we've been together for 8 years this year, married for 2, yes, and it's not easy, but we'll get into the details of how we got to where we are, why we don't stay together, how we parent, how we keep the relationship going. Disclaimer, I do have eczema, so if you see my face doing funny things or seeing some bags under my eyes, that's what's happening. I feel like my face is on fire, my face is itching. I'm oversharing, but yeah, that's literally what's happening right now. So I am a little bit uncomfortable. Also, my skin is also not in a very good space right now. If I go ahead and turn around on the side, you'll notice that I am wearing makeup, but you are able to see the pimples and spots. And as far as I understand, or according to my research, I am suffering from something called hormonal acne. I've never had a problematic skin as I was growing up, more specifically in high school, but funny enough, as I'm growing older, I'm finding that I am struggling with acne for some odd reason. I'd like to share with you guys would be my weight loss journey as well as my hair journey. Don't have much of a strong hairline. It's not that bad, but it's not that great. Let me just come closer so you guys can see. Because you know what, as a female, you get to a point whereby certain things definitely affect your confidence. I'm becoming more and more self-aware, and in becoming self-aware, I want to accept certain things about myself. But with my weight, I would honestly say I have let myself go. This is definitely not where I was a couple of years ago. Okay, so I told you guys about Ulutando. I have a son, or rather we have a son. His name is Leletu. He's 6 years old and he's in grade 1. And that's another thing we'll get into. Motherhood definitely changed me. I don't want to say for the worst or the best. We'll unpack it as it happens. Yeah, but I changed a lot, and I think I lost myself in the process, hence the weight, because I started focusing only on my son. I think even my relationship at some point, or our relationship with Ulutando, started suffering because when you become a mother, there's no one that can guide you and tell you what to do. People have their opinions and they will want to tell you things that work for them, but it's not always going to be something that works for you. So basically, this is going to be a channel where it's real talk. Again, I don't have a house, I do not have a car, and those are things that I definitely want to achieve. Neither does my partner as well, you know. So this platform is us basically sharing a realistic life, or a view of a couple in typical South Africa, if I can put it that way. So you are not going to see me getting into any car unless it's Uber or Bolt, or it's going to be a taxi but I'm hardly in a taxi. I'll explain. So where I work, I'm a call center agent or customer service agent in Sandton. I can't mention the company, but basically I work night shift. So when I say night shift, I mean like 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., 11 to 8, 12 to 9, unless for some weird reason our shifts change, but those are my shifts. I had a say in choosing the shifts, and the reason I did was because, again, I've got a son and I don't have anyone to look after my son during the day. Also, I can't afford to have anyone look after my son. So I do have a brother. Well, I have two brothers. The one stays at home with my grandmother, and I live with my youngest brother, but he also goes to school, so hence he's not around during the day to actually look after my son full time. But he prepares him in the morning, I pick him up from school, I do the homeworks, I do the cleaning, I do the cooking, I do all of that. So that's the night shift part of my life. So yeah, it's basically just me taking you guys on a journey again on something very realistic, where there's no unpacking of Louis Vuittons and Gucci's and this and that. It's just a normal typical South African life with a normal typical South African couple. I'd like to sort out my finances. Not that bad, I could say. I'm not in debt, like I can't breathe or anything like that, but I feel like there are some money mistakes that I've made that I would like to share with you guys. Also, I think I have said I've dropped out of university more than once. So that's something that also makes me feel like, had I not done that, I would be in a different place in my life. So it's the channel is going to be something real, where we are, or rather I am being. Alrighty, so as I was saying, my content will basically be a very realistic approach on life and a typical South African in South Africa who is traditionally married, and trying to figure life out, figuring out being a wife, figuring out being a mom. I know my son is 6, but that doesn't mean I know everything. And just basically doing this life thing together. I feel like there is so much pressure nowadays, especially with social media and how things are happening. Everyone wants to be an influencer, everyone wants to be a content creator, and everyone is rushing to just unbox. I want to unbox my new iPhone 15 Pro Max. I want to receive a gift from Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all of that. And honestly speaking, that's not how life always works. So yeah, my content will be more of a realistic approach of what life is, a day-to-day call center agent of the age of 35. I think that's just what I want to share. See if anyone learns anything. I'm also trying to undo or backtrack and look at the mistakes that I made as I was growing up, and changes that I can now make, because remember, I've got a family now, so obviously in the manner that I'm moving has to be very different to the way that I was moving prior to that. I did say I stay in Soweto, so I think that's also I'm not saying that anyone who stays in Soweto is not successful, but for me, this is like, it's real. I don't stay in Houghton, I don't stay in Fourways, I don't stay in Sandton. I work there, but I don't stay there. So this is as real as it can get. I'm hoping to educate more than anything, and I'm hoping I can take you guys on a journey where I am better at managing my finances, because I do get paid twice a month, on the 27th and on the 15th. I'm oversharing because there will be a point in time where we are sitting down and looking through my finances and seeing, why do I still owe my credit card so much? Why do I have excess facility with the red and blue bank? What did I do with the money? What am I doing with the money that I'm getting month end? Because I feel like it comes in and it goes out and I'm just left like, huh? What? So it's time for me to take charge of my finances, of my life. It's also important to share your experiences with people so that other people can avoid the mistakes that you happened to make. So please do come with me on this journey. Let's figure life out. That's the simplest thing I can say. And as I'm looking down, I'm just looking at my notes that I had made prior to recording. Things that you can expect will definitely be about my long distance relationship. My hair, not that much, but I mean, I've got natural hair, so there will be times where I'm recording myself taking care of my natural hair. Another thing that I feel like we don't really talk about as Black South Africans is being a product of a teen mom. Yeah, that is part of the reason why a lot of things happen for me the way that they did in my life. Yeah, so that's a very serious thing for me. And then again, me dropping out of school. I'm not laughing because it's funny, I'm laughing because it's embarrassing. Me dropping out of school more than once. Black tax. Yeah. You know, sometimes I'm not going to get into it too much, but what I will say is black tax is sometimes the reason why singaphumeleli, because sibheka emakhaya kakhulu, which is not wrong, so please don't get me wrong. Sibheka emakhaya kakhulu, siye sikhohlwe ukuthi nathi mele siphumelele. So it's finding the balance. It's not saying do not send your mom, your aunt, ragadi, malume, cousin, whatever, no, but it's just basically finding the balance, which I am learning to do. All right. And okay, definitely my skin, because I did say I'm struggling with hormonal acne, and I mean, your face is your business in a way. It's one of those things that people look at, and when you speak to people, it's one of the first things that they see. So it's definitely something that I need to deal with. Also going on a more healthier journey where I'm taking care of myself. I did say earlier I do have a son, so if there's anything umuntu engifuna ukumphilela would be my child more than anyone, but also for myself, obviously, and enjoying my marriage and my life with my family, you know. Another thing you guys can expect is just sharing my experiences on motherhood. You know, there's gentle parenting, and yes, that's basically the content that you can expect from me. A lot of motherhood things, a lot of vlogs. But for now, thank you so much for taking the time to tune into this video from beginning to end. See you in the next video. Hope you have a wonderful day further. Bye.